Good afternoon, students. This is Neha. Today we will be starting with your lesson number 13 of history, and the name of the chapter is Freedom Struggle. Okay, and we will be completing this chapter into four different parts. That means you will have four different kinds of video. In each video, we will study about one particular topic in detail.
Before getting ahead with the lesson, let's see what all the topic you will be learning in this particular video. In this video, you will be learning about early protest against the British, first war of Indian independence, reasons like what were the reasons. There were many reasons like political reason, administrative reason, economic reason, social and religious reasons, military reasons, immediate reasons. Okay, we will learn about all these things in detail, and we will also learn about momentum of the revolt, how they started to revolt against the British.
Students, you must be aware that Indian fought many battles for their freedom. This is an important milestone in the history of modern India. Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British colonists established their trade centers in India. They exploited Indians continuously. Indians raised their voice against their aggressive policies, injustice. They determined to drive away the British from India. Thus, they set themselves for the fight. Now let's study when did the early protest against the British start. Indians protested against the British dominance as Mir Jafar failed to fulfill the demands of the British. He was dismissed from his power, and once he was dismissed, his nephew Mir Qasim was also cheated by the British. And while these things were going on, Anglo-Mysore Wars took place between 1767 to 1799 CE. The Anglo-Maratha War took place between 1775 and 1818 CE. The British attacked Sikh, Afghan, Nepal and established supremacy over the subcontinent. Such struggle also happened in Karnataka as well. Students, it's not that only few people were into the revolt. There were many people. For example, Divakara Dikshit and Balaji Deshpande of Sindagai in Raichur revolted against the British and collected the land taxes on their own, and they were arrested and imprisoned by the British. Okay, they were put into the jail. From 1824 to 1813 CE, Rani Channamma of Kittur of Belagavi district waged the war with the British and died a warrior's death. Her committed followers, Sangoli Rayanna, also did the same thing. Even he revolted against the British. Revolts also happened in Badami, Bindanur town and Kodagu. The British could easily contain these revolts and strengthen their power. All these revolts were armed revolts. Many such incidents were happened before the first war of independence. Now let's read about first war of Indian independence. Student, 1857. This is the most important year in the, and it was a milestone in the history of modern India. While the British considers this historical event as the mere sepoy minority, Indian nationalists proclaimed it as the first war of Indian independence. It was a great war against British imperialism. Soldiers and citizens removed the British imperialism completely from India.
Let's read about the reasons. Students, as you know, every action has a reaction, right? So let's read why India revolted against the British. The economic system of India had been weakened by the long term rule of the British. They have ruled us from a very long time, and people were in utter distress. Farmers were crushed under the burden of heavy taxes. Cottage industries got destroyed gradually. Various occupations which were independent since generations lost strength and people became resourceless. Thus, they said themselves, then they decided that we have to fight against the British. The factors that inspired the people to fight and can be divided into, let me list out the reasons. What are the reasons of, for people to revolt against the British? The reasons were political, economical, social, religious, and administrative, as well as military reasons. Now, let's read about all these reasons in detail. Political reason. Many kings and nawabs were brought under the terms of Lord Wellesley Subsidiary Alliance and Lord Dalhousie's doctrine lapse. In this lapse, doctrine of lapse means if the king doesn't have a child, that will automatically go to the Britishers. They can't adopt a child and make them rule their kingdom. So those who didn't have their kids or the grandchildrens, they couldn't rule the throne for further. Okay, so the doctrine of lapse policies and after they were put over here, the kings were dethroned. Okay, the thrones from was taken away from them. Satara, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi are the states where victimized under the policy of doctrine of lapse. In addition, pension of some kings was withheld. Okay, the pensions was not given to the kings. The titles of the kings were revoked. Naturally, these things disturbed the feelings of the rulers as well as the common people. Administrative reasons. A new administrative system was created where the British officer occupied all the major civils and military posts. The roles of the mediators, you can say brokers, was very much in the administration. Okay, the rule of law resulted in collapse of social hierarchy. The people did not like English, which became the major language of the administrations in place of the Persian language. They instead of Persian language, they turned English as a main language. Economic reasons. British utilized their political power to loot the economic wealth of the India from their profit. Business interest of the British destroyed cottage and other local industry of India. Okay, they were very smart. So what did is they destroyed the business of cottage and other local industries. Land revenue policy was exploitative. Okay, the status and the sources of income of talukadars and zamindars were snatched away. There was a huge outward movement of wealth, as well as mere cultivation of agriculture made the farmers feeble. Terrible droughts of those days took away the lives of millions of people. These are the factors which drove India into pit of poverty. Social and religious factors. This was the main factor which led to the explosion of the revolt. British criticized Indian as primitives. That means who had no culture and they didn't have civilization. They used to call Indians as pig and black people. Indians were not allowed in hotels and clubs that were under the supervision of the British. At the entrance of these institutions, there used to be a board declaring entry of dogs and Indians are prohibited.
The attempts by the British to abolish sati system and child marriage and support of widow remarriage made the Indians feel that unnecessary interfering the British is unnecessary interfering in their social life. The arrival of railway, as you know, even though it erect the high caste Indians, okay, only the people who belong to high caste could board the train. The issue of traveling in one bogie enraged the upper caste Indians.
Now let's read about military reasons. The Indian soldiers in the British Army were unhappy. They were not allowed to wear their traditional and religious symbols and headgears. They were paid a mere salary and had no promotion options. But the wages were high for the British officers were and where they were provided good facilities, whereas Indian soldiers were assigned to distant places without any additional pay. As per the Lord Canning Common Civil Rules Act, the soldiers were expected to work in distant places as per the orders. This created a resentment in the Indian soldiers. Immediate reasons. As you know, people were already provoked by the Britishers. They needed a single spark and it would raise a huge flame, okay? So in the meanwhile, they had introduced a gun, Enfield rifle, in the year 1857, and in the army became an immediate reason for the revolt. This was enough because there were rumors that the cartilage of the gun it has been coated with pigs and cows fat, which hurted the Hindu as well as Muslims' religious sentiments. The soldiers who were refused to use this cartilage were punished. The movement of revolt. The revolt began on 10th May 1857 in Meerut. Afterwards, it spread intensely throughout the provinces of North India. Before the explosion of the revolt, Mangal Pandey, he was an Indian soldier of Barakpur, he refused to use this gun, which had the greasing of pigs or cow's fat. Later, he openly shot dead a British officer when he came to know that they have used the fat and cow's fat. He had shot down a British officer. Later, after his revolt, he was killed. Same time in Meerut, Indian soldiers killed Europeans at sight. After his death, people were provoked, okay? People wanted to show their support towards Mangal Pandey. So they started to kill Europeans wherever they could see. These furious soldiers rushed to Delhi shouting, Maro Parangiko, which means kill Europeans. In Delhi, these and enraged the soldiers crowned old and weak Mughal king Bahadur Shah II as the Emperor of India. Within a short time of the revolt, it spread wildly. Important centers of revolutions were Delhi, Lucknow, Bareilly, Jhansi, and Ara of Bihar. The revolt took place under the leadership of Colonel Bukht Khan in Delhi, Nana Sahib and Tatya Topi in Kanpur, Begum Hazrat Mahal in Lucknow, Lakshmi Bai in Jhansi, and Kunwar Singh in Bihar. The British suppressed the revolts one by one. These revolts were not restricted to the North India only. They even entered into Karnataka. You can say they even entered into South India. In Karnataka, Bhimrao, Venkatappa Nayaka IV, Baba Saheb. These are the few prominent ones to raise their voice. Though the revolt had spread all over India, they were suppressed in a very short duration by the Britishers.
Now, what happened after that? Consequences. Though the struggle failed, it created a long lasting effect. As a consequence of these revolts, the rule of East India Company ended and the Queen of Britain took over the region of India. In 1858, Queen Victoria of Britain made a proclamation that there would be no more interference in the religious freedom of Indians. The struggle of 1857 to 58 further led to the rise of modern national movement. It proved to be an internal inspiration for the further wars of independence. The nature of the Great Revolt of 1857. British historians have considered that 1857 struggle of Indians as the mere sepoy unity, but Indians national historians declare it as a great revolt of the people and called it the first war of Indian independence. Thank you for paying attention. That's all for today's class. See you in the next part of the video with the further explanation of this lesson. Once again, thank you. Have a great day.